Did you know that one of the vegetables you eat almost every day could be shutting down your erection without you even noticing? Yes, those vegetables you put in your rice, in your stew, in that salad you think is so healthy. The ones you were taught since childhood to see as synonymous with health. But there is one in particular that is much closer to sabotaging your virility than you imagine. The green bell pepper. And no, I'm not exaggerating. The green bell pepper, so common, so everyday, so seemingly harmless, can become a silent enemy of your sexual potency. The reason. Let's break it down scientifically, but also clearly. What no one has told you is that green bell pepper contains a high load of accumulated pesticides, especially if it's not organic. And these pesticides, as several endocrinology studies have confirmed, can interfere with your natural testosterone production. Yes, testosterone, that hormone that not only regulates your sexual desire but also your energy, your ability to maintain an erection, your muscle mass, and even your mood. When testosterone drops, it's not just your bedroom performance that falls. It's your ability to feel like yourself. Now, it's not about demonizing bell peppers per se, but about understanding how they can affect you if you consume them frequently and in the wrong way. And do you know what's most curious? The more immature the bell pepper, that is, when it's green, the more it contains of these substances that interfere with your hormonal health. Over time, if you keep consuming it regularly, you may experience a gradual drop in your libido, difficulty maintaining firm erections, and even an increase in abdominal fat, which in turn worsens all of the above. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever felt more drained, with less drive, even frustrated with yourself for no apparent reason? Maybe it's not stress, nor age. Maybe it's your everyday plate. And here comes the most important part. If you're eating vegetables like green bell pepper raw or cooked without control, without knowing if they come from chemically treated crops, without washing them properly, you're allowing every bite to have a cumulative effect on your hormonal system. Add to that the load of xenoestrogens, molecules similar to estrogen that come from pesticides and plastics, and the result is a perfect trap for your natural testosterone to gradually decrease, until one day you simply don't recognize yourself. And no, this isn't mentioned on television, nor is it warned about in any vegetable commercial. But it's a fact that is documented in dozens of studies linking prolonged pesticide exposure to erectile problems, fertility issues, and male sexual desire loss. Now, how can you avoid it without giving up vegetables? Here's the first practical step. If you're going to eat bell peppers, and generally any high-risk vegetable, make sure they are organic or, at the very least, wash them with a mixture of water, white vinegar, and baking soda. Let them soak there for 10 minutes before cooking. That homemade solution can reduce up to 70% of toxic pesticide residues. But let's go back to the main question. Is green bell pepper the only one that shuts down your erection? No. There are other even more treacherous vegetables that many men consume thinking they help the prostate, when in fact they are causing inflammation, circulatory blockage, and even hormonal resistance. And one of them is eggplant. Surprised? You should be. Because even though eggplant has antioxidants, it also contains a substance called solanine, which in excess can irritate the intestinal walls, affect the absorption of zinc, key for your sperm and testosterone production, and promote chronic inflammation, one of the main causes of sexual deterioration in men over 50. So yes, that stew with eggplant or those grilled slices with oil may seem harmless. But in a body already dealing with stress, poor circulation, or hormonal decline, they can be the trigger that puts out your desire like a candle in the wind. And here I want to ask you an important question. Do you know if your body is properly absorbing the zinc you consume? Have you ever had a full hormonal profile done? Have you asked yourself whether your daily diet is adding to or taking away from your intimate life? Because it's not just about having or not having an erection. It's about feeling fulfilled, confident, with that vital energy that defines a man who knows what he wants. And if something as simple as a vegetable could be shutting down that power, don't you think it's worth taking a closer look at your plate? Listen carefully. I'm going to reveal the most influential vegetable in the fall of male desire. The one many consider aphrodisiac, and that, in reality, could be sabotaging your erections without you even noticing. One of the most misleading vegetables that many men eat thinking it's good for their sexual health, when in reality it may be sabotaging their performance, is cabbage. Surprised. Many consider it a detox food, low in calories, full of fiber. But what almost no one knows is that cabbage, especially when consumed raw in large amounts, contains compounds called goitrogens. These substances interfere with the function of the thyroid gland. And what does the thyroid have to do with your erection? A lot. Your thyroid regulates metabolism, hormonal balance, and even testosterone production. When the thyroid isn't working properly, even slightly, you can experience fatigue, low sexual desire, anxiety, insomnia, and difficulty maintaining a firm erection. And the worst part is that this kind of hormonal dysfunction is silent. Many men over 50 feel like they're simply aging, without realizing that their thyroid is being blocked by what they eat. And yes, cooked cabbage reduces this effect. But raw, like in those common coleslaws at lunches and barbecues, it can be a trigger for problems that build up over the years. Add to this another enemy: asparagus. Strange as it sounds, asparagus contains high levels of purines, which in excess can raise uric acid and increase inflammation, affecting blood circulation. And guess what a good erection needs? A clean, agile, and non-inflamed circulatory system. If blood doesn't flow well, the penis doesn't respond well. It's as simple as that. And I don't want you to think we're here to forbid you from eating vegetables. Quite the opposite. I'm here to help you choose more wisely. Because your body changes with age. What you used to tolerate without issue may now have subtle but cumulative effects. And it's not just about desire or performance. It's about feeling vital, energized, and in control. Now, what can you do? Here's a clinical tip I share with all my patients over 60. First, reduce your intake of raw vegetables from the nightshade family, like green bell pepper, eggplant, and tomato, to no more than twice a week, and always cooked. Second, prioritize vegetables that stimulate circulation and support the hormonal system. Celery, cooked asparagus, in small amounts, arugula, cooked beetroot, garlic, and steamed broccoli are much safer and more powerful allies. Third, accompany every meal with healthy fats such as olive oil, avocado, or nuts. These fats help absorb fat-soluble vitamins that are key to your testosterone. And fourth, never forget water. Mild but constant dehydration, so common in older men, can reduce blood volume, impair erection, alter mood, and even lower desire without you realizing it. Now let's talk about a very common mistake. Many men believe that if they eat salad, they're doing the right thing. But they don't stop to think about what kind of salad it is. If it's just iceberg lettuce with tomato, onion, and green bell peppers, you're not nourishing your body. You're filling it with volume, low value, and potential enemies of your virility. And I want you to think about this. How many men do you know who, after 50, begin to feel tired, apathetic, without desire, and end up believing it's just age? What if it's not age? What if it's the plate they eat 3 times a day? That's why my invitation is clear. Don't keep eating unconsciously. Your plate can be your medicine, or your silent saboteur. And now tell me, have you ever asked yourself if the vegetables you eat are shutting down your desire? Would you like me to prepare a video with a list of foods that enhance your erection naturally? If so, leave it in the comments with a "Yes, doctor, I want it." And if you made it this far, Don't forget to subscribe. Because on this channel you'll discover secrets no one tells you, but that your body thanks you for every day. From what you eat to what you feel. Because your sexual health isn't a luxury. It's your right. See you in the next video. I'll be waiting for you.